Okay, let's talk about 5 foods that you're going to want to add in when you start a fast. And this might be a shorter fast. This might be those of you that are really thinking about a 3-day water fast. These are the 5 foods you're going to really want to focus on that will make your fasting lifestyle so much easier, I promise. Okay, so I want to start with the big concept so you understand why food is so important for fasting. So the first thing we have to remember is that when we fast, what we're trying to do is create this metabolic switch. If you're brand new to my teachings, you have never heard this before, let's start off with, well, what is a metabolic switch? You have 2 different ways that you create energy. One is from the food you eat. After the food you eat, your blood sugar goes down, your body will switch over into burning fat for energy. So I call this the sugar burner and the fat burner systems. Now, it might sound like when you hear that, you might be like, well, I want to be over in the fat burning system as much as possible. But metabolic switching and the art of metabolic switching is really about how do you move in and out of these 2 energy states so that not only can you be the weight that you want to be, but that you have great mental clarity, that your energy is really high, your hormones are balanced. That's the whole point of metabolic switching. So with that in mind, our destination is fasting. That's the topic here, is how do we prepare for fasting using food? And if this is our destination, we want to get there as quickly as we possibly can, which means these 5 foods we've got to add in. Number 1 is we want to look at eating nature's carbs, not man-made carbs. So think about this for a moment. Refined flours, breads, pastas, cookies, crackers, they are going to spike your blood sugar pretty high. And the higher your blood sugar goes, the harder it's going to be to get to our destination. So let's switch over to nature's carbs. For example, a piece of bread is going to spike your blood sugar really high, whereas an apple, it has more fiber, and so it's not going to spike your blood sugar as high. So first tip is let's switch over to nature's carbs. This is fruits, vegetables, anything that comes from the ground is going to be nature's carbs. The first trick is we're getting off the refined flours, we're going into what nature gave us, getting lots of fiber. Okay, second trick, also under the same category, but there's a good version of this category and a bad version, and that is fat. So when you eat good fat, this is your MCT oil, this is your avocado oil, your avocados, some of your raw nut butters, your sesame seed oils, your coconut, olive oil. Those are good oils and they make this metabolic switch much easier. So when you add in these good oils, like this could be as simple as drizzling more avocado oil on your salad the days leading up to a longer fast or to starting your fasting lifestyle. It could be eating avocados all day long like I do, trying to keep those fat content high, that good fat content high. Or this could be as simple as getting rid of the hard bad oils like the canola, the corn, the cottonseed oil. I've listed all of these oils out in Fast Like a Girl, so know that they're there for you if you're looking for those lists. That's the second one. Third one, really important. This is one I'm going to keep bringing to you over and over again because it's that important. And that is you need to bring up your protein load. Remember that when we look at what these 3 macros do to our blood sugar, protein, carbohydrates, and fats, carbohydrates are going to have the highest blood sugar spike, making it really hard to get, or harder to get over to the fat burning state. Protein's going to have the second highest spike, and fat is very, very little blood sugar spike. So when we're looking at switching over into this fat burning fasted state, if we can add in more protein, we can stabilize that blood sugar so that you can move again over into fat burning a lot quicker. The other thing, I've done a lot of videos on this, but if you haven't seen it, I really want you to get this principle. When we eat protein, we build muscle. When you build muscle, you create more insulin receptor sites. When you have more insulin receptor sites, there's more openings for glucose to go into your muscle. This is a beautiful thing. So please increase your protein. I like 1 gram of protein for every pound of body weight you want to be. So really focus in on increasing. That might be weeks leading up to a fast. Those are 3 big concepts I just gave you. But let me give you 2 more so that you understand that fasting can be effortless if you focus in on these foods. Okay, I I got to interrupt this video because I have a free guide for you so you can master fasting. It's called A Beginner's Guide to a Fasting Lifestyle. And all you've got to do is click here and you can jump right in. So the fourth category here that I have for you are what I call bitter foods. And the reason that bitter foods are so important is they really help to nourish your liver. And it is the liver that is going to help you burn fat. I really want you to get this, because when there is a challenge with the liver through an increase of glucose, through too much alcohol, through medications, through too many medications, too much drugs, even emotions can damage the liver. So we really need to love on our liver so that we can start to help it make ketones and make this switch easier. So bitter foods are your door in to helping the liver. Now, my favorite bitter food is radicchio. It's a great substitute for a piece of bread. I'll often put some sliced turkey with some raw grass-fed cheese on a piece of radicchio and just roll it up, and that's often what I break my fast with. So radicchio, dandelion greens, ginger, lemon, these are all bitter foods that are going to help to support the liver so it can make those ketones and burn fat for you in the fasted state. Okay, last one. Another one of my favorite categories, which is fermented foods. So with fermented foods, what you're now doing is you're helping to support your microbiome. Now, I want you to understand this concept because, again, when we look at how do we get the most out of fasting, the liver and the gut become our go-to organs. So fermented foods, what they do is they add in a lot of good new bacteria. It is your gut bacteria that can control this blood sugar spike that you'll get from food. So I'm really putting myself in your shoes and thinking, if I want to succeed with fasting, get more ketones, burn more fat, I've got to help to support a healthier microbiome. So fermented foods could be something as simple as some fermented yogurt or something as more complex like sauerkraut. So in this fifth category, I want you to look at all the fermented foods you have, whether it's a fermented yogurt or whether it's a sauerkraut or whether it's a kefir. Up your fermented yogurts the days before you go into these longer fasts or before you actually start to fast maybe for the first time. Now, before you click off this video, I just want you to think through what I just led you through here. Why are you trying to get into this fasted state? The fasted state is about helping you not only burn fat, but make ketones. Ketones are repairing molecules. They'll go up and repair neurons in your brain. Like I wrote in Fast Like a Girl, we have 6 different length fasts. And so if you're trying to get into some of these longer fasts, take these 5 food choices that I just gave you and add those in maybe 3 to 5 days before you start to go into a longer fast. So there is an art to this. And so many of us just want to dive into these longer fasts and get all those wonderful benefits. I want you to get those, but I don't want you to forget that food is your door in to succeeding in a fasting lifestyle. So make sure you're making those 5 changes. I know you're struggling to lose weight. It may be your fasting length. So in this video, I'm going to show you the perfect fasting length to unstick weight loss. In fact, it's such an incredible tool for weight loss. I think you should start with fasting before you change your food to be able to get into that door in for losing weight.